This is episode 21, Blackjack. My guest today is John Hoeft. He's a young, aspiring comedian. He's quickly on the rise at the Comedy Mothership here in Austin. I've seen him perform, I don't know how many times I've seen over the last few years. But I love watching John. He's got a very distinct comedy style. He's very loose. He doesn't take anything very serious. I just find him like very funny, very witty, very quick, and he never shows even an ounce of like nervousness or worrisome, anything like that. So thank you for coming, brother.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
We got this badass whiskey. I just found it on the shelf. It's called American Metal. It's actually really good.
It's fantastic.
It was $40.
I love it.
It was $40. And,
yeah, I might have to grab a bottle for home, dude.
You never know. Like when I see the ones with the weird names, I'm like, yeah, that probably tastes like shit. That's why they have to have a cool name, to get people to buy it. But this one actually has a cool fucking name.
Yeah, this one does.
American Metal, and it tastes fucking amazing. So we're probably gonna drink half of this bottle today in the next 90 minutes. But why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let these people know who you are?
Yeah, what's up? I'm John. I've been doing comedy in Austin for about 6 years now. I grew up here. One of the only, I feel like one of the only locals, right? One of the only locals at the Mothership for sure. Hometown hero, I guess.
Are you the only local there?
Yeah, I think Miles Johnson went to college at UT, but I don't think he's from Austin. I think I'm the only one that was born and raised.
Huh. Strong last name, by the way, Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, I know, dude. Just a great name for a great comic. Check him out, too.
Definitely good.
Check
good
out
family,
Miles Johnson.
Good genes.
Hilarious guy. But, I've been doing comedy in Austin for about 6 years now, and, and I got lucky enough to get a job at the Comedy Mothership where I met Shawn, and now every time I see him, we make fun of his coworker Bruce, and we have a great time.
I love you, Bruce. How'd you get that job at the Comedy Mothership, by the way?
Dude, so it's actually kind of like a really crazy, like, lucky situation how I pulled it off. So, Derek Poston and Hassan Ahmad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hassan's been on here.
Incredible comedians. So I worked at a poke shop for years. A poke, do you know what poke is? It's like Hawaiian, raw fish, like cubed fish.
Oh, never.
And you toss it in sauces and stuff and serve it with rice.
I don't know shit about the world.
It's actually pretty good.
Apparently.
It's like Hawaiian sashimi. It's pretty good. But I worked at this poke shop for like almost 3 years or 2 years before the Mothership. And I got all my friends' jobs there, so it was just comedians that worked at this place, and it's like a small business, small shop, so there was like no manager in there. It was just like it would just be me and my buddy Jason most of the time, who's a comedian. And so Jason knew Derek and Hassan, and I didn't really know them, but because he knew them, they started coming to the poke shop, and we would give them free food. This is back when this was back before anybody was making money.
Yeah.
And I'm still not making money, but we're getting there. I'm not even close, but those guys are doing great.
It'll come.
Yeah. But so I would give them free fish, and I got to know these guys through that. I don't know how I would have gotten to know them otherwise. They were kind of like the big dogs of the scene at the time. You know what I mean? Like they were the guys that like showed up and were like, "Yo, these are the guys."
Yeah.
And so I got to know them through that, and then they liked me and started putting me on shows that they ran. And then when it came time to audition, they helped make the list of people, and that's how I got to audition for it, And then from there, I was in my own hands. They gave me the opportunity, and then I guess I pulled it off, Yeah. But it is a crazy thing where it's literally like I always have to joke. The place is called Poke Poke. I'm like, dude, wherever my career inevitably goes, I owe it to Poke Poke.
Maybe they'll sponsor you one day.
Dude, they better, honestly.
So
how
coveted are these, these positions? I know you guys kind of start off as new guys or like door guys, right?
Yeah.
So a typical young comedian at a comedy club, if you're not familiar, they'll start off as a door guy where they're checking IDs or whatever it is. And then they'll kind of pay their dues at the door, which gives them a little bit, a few minutes here and there. And then as they grow their skill set and they start becoming better at their craft, then they'll kind of get plugged into longer sets. And then I think it's pretty much on you at that point.
Yeah.
But how coveted are these spots? Like, getting into the Mothership, how many people in Austin are vying for that spot that you have?
I think almost everybody, honestly. Like,
But how many is that? How many is in a town like Austin? We got about 2 million people here.
1,000 comedians, maybe.
1,000? Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That might be an overreach. I'll say I'd say that 500 young comics are actively trying. I mean, think about it. So just a rough estimate. At the bare minimum, 250, because we have at least 250 people that sign up for the open mic every week, and that's the way in.
Damn.
And that is so that's 250 people signing up for 16 randomly chosen spots. Randomly chosen.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, wink, wink. We get it. We help the homies out sometimes, but it's 250 people, and so they're all trying to get in. It's a tough job, man. It's a tough job to get. You know, it's all based off of the Comedy Store, and the Comedy Store was the first place to really go. To do the door guy system started with Mitzi Shore, and so I remember reading about that when I was in high school, and then that was immediately like a thing that I liked, because New York doesn't really do that. New York is a different system. It's kind of like it's a barking system. So in New York, you have to hand out flyers, and if you hand out enough flyers, and you get enough people, and then you get to perform, which is way worse.
Oh, so you have to bring in your own.
Yeah, you're standing on a street corner in New York City with flyers that you wrote your name on.
Wow.
And you're handing them out, and if enough people show up and be like, "Oh, I have this flyer with this name on it," then boom, you get to go up.
Have you performed in New York?
Only like once.
What'd you think?
I liked it, man. It was interesting. I felt you can feel like the crowds there. You're very used to just really insanely good comedy.
Yeah.
And they are. It's very bang bang, man. I mean, it's crazy watching. I did an open mic in New York at one point that luckily, because of the Mothership, there was a guy named Tommy that worked for the New York Comedy Club that had hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, if you're ever in New York, cut your set, let me know. I'll try to help you out getting on some shows here." And I was like, "Oh, that's great." So when I went, I hit him up, and he got me on a couple things, and one of them was this bringer. It's supposed to be a bringer mic, right? So if you bring people, you get to go up. I didn't have to bring people because I was out of town, but I went up, man, and I was watching these, and these are the open micers in New York. And there was at least 3 people I watched where I was like, "Oh, whoa, dude! Those guys they're real good."
Like the open micers were fucking
really good.
Wow.
They were yeah. I was this was 2 years ago, so I was like, "Holy shit, dude! Those guys are that's insane how funny they are." New York is intense. L.A. has the door guy system at the store. And then they have the other 2 big clubs, Laugh Factory, Hollywood Improv, and then a bunch of other clubs peppered around. But what's cool about Austin right now is we're kind of getting a little bit of both mixed together. So because the Mothership brought the door guy system here, every other club in the city besides the Creek is running a door guy system themselves. So Sunset Strip has a door guy system. And the smaller clubs like East Austin Comedy Club and Black Rabbit Comedy Club have door guy systems. But then you also have barking systems too. So it's for people, they're at East Austin and Black Rabbit, you have guys that are there to work the door that get spots, but then they also have barkers that are out barking every day that get spots, that are
What do you mean barking?
That's the handing out the flyers.
Okay.
So that's you're standing on a street corner and you're saying, "Hey, live comedy, come see a show,"
Yeah.
And if you do that for an hour, 2 hours, then you get time. I used to do that. I used to do that before the Mothership for some shows here. And I door guided another club before the Mothership too. And the door guy system, it's such a cheat code.
Yeah.
In comedy, for me, when I was at the I door guided East Austin Comedy Club before the Mothership, and it was dope because before that I was just an open micer that would get some shows, 3 or 4 shows a week. It was a good week, and I'd be happy, and then I'd be doing mics. Then I started door guiding East Austin Comedy Club, and I was somebody that they liked and relied on to do a good job.
Yeah.
And so then I was working there 5 nights a week. That's 2 shows a night. Now I'm doing 10 shows a week.
Yeah.
In front of sold out crowds. And then doing the door guy job at the Mothership, it's just it just gives you a thing. You're it's a trade off. It's I'll work for this, and then I get to go up and work on myself in front of these insanely hot packed rooms.
Yeah.
That makes it amazing.
So.
And then it's fun. And then comedy's fun.
Oh, comedy's amazing.
It takes a while for it to be fun.
Yeah,
You're doing bar shows and open mics for a while.
But I wonder, so for you, okay, you're going to college, or you're in high school, you go to college. Did you finish college, or did you say?
I did, yeah.
You did. You finished. Got your 4-year bachelor's.
5. Took me 5
5?
years.
Took me 4.5.
5-year theater degree, brother.
5-year theater degree.
I took 5 years to finish theater school.
And so after that, you have your degree. I don't know if you have debt or how you paid for college.
Yeah, I have a bunch of debt, but they have a beautiful thing in the student loan thing now where depending on your income, it'll tell you how much you have to pay. And mine right now is $0.
Like, God damn, this kid's
like,
broke.
This kid can.
We're gonna give you money, as a matter of fact.
So I've been legally paying $0 a month for like 3 years.
I always wonder, like, for like you young comedians, you're venturing out into something like a market that's very saturated, and there's only so many positions at the top. There's very limited positions at the top. Well, what is that like, telling your mom and dad, like, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm going for it. I know I spent a bunch of money on college, but this is what I'm going to focus on from now on. How does that conversation go, and how did your parents take it?
My parents were very supportive. My dad encouraged it. So when I was going to college, and this is like, the first time I ever did stand-up, I did stand-up once in high school. I did it, or twice. I did it twice in high school. When I was in high school, I did it once at like a theater thing in front of my friends, and I didn't prepare, and I bombed. I bombed so hard. I did 5 minutes about eating a muffin, and my friends still talk about it because it was horrendous.
Did you ever try to like make amends for it and bring them to one of your shows?
They've seen me since, and they go, "Thank goodness." But then they still go, hey, do the muffin bit, dude. And I go, shut up.
We thought your mom was taking Tylenol.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that a lot just from my face. But yeah, man. So then when I knew I just wanted to be an entertainer of some kind. Like I hadn't figured out that like stand up was like the route that I really wanted to do. I loved stand up, but I also wanted to be an actor. Still do, but you know, that was my main goal at that time. I was like, I think I want to be an actor, you know, and I wanted to do stand up for fun. And then I was going to college, and my dad was asking me. This is like one of the coolest things my dad ever did. My dad goes, "What are you going to major in?" And I was like, I don't know, business, I guess. You know, I was like, I don't have anything I want to major in, you know, besides one thing. He goes, no, like that's stupid. What do you want to major in? And I was like, well, I'd like to do theater. I'd like to go study theater, you know, but I was like, there's no money in that. And it's like, if I won't be able to get jobs. And he was like, son, don't worry about that shit, man. He's like, just have fun. He's like, focus on what you want to do. Cause he's like, you know, I know so many people, he's like, myself included, that majored in the fucking thing that they thought would make them money. And then it just didn't work. And it just was a fucking, what a waste of time. He was like, go enjoy yourself.
You got a great dad.
I have the best dad.
Wow.
The best dad in the world.
What a great guy.
Yeah. And my mom was dope too. She was worried a little bit
Mom's
about
okay.
the money thing. Yeah. Well, mom I love my mom, dude. She's the goat, but she was the one that was more like, you're not gonna make any money. And my parents don't have a lot of money, you know. I grew up very poor. So she came from the concern of being like, I don't want you to have to deal with what we have to deal with, you know, like I want you to be able to be comfortable and happy. And I was like, well, I don't think I'll be happy if I do this. And then when I said that, she was like, oh, well then fuck being comfortable.
Yeah.
Go be happy, you know?
Yeah.
And so my parents have been on board since I started, you know, very supportive. And that's huge. I can't imagine not having that. You know what I mean? It's a game changer.
I like that quote. Fuck being comfortable. Go be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people need to hear that in their life?
Probably 1 million.
God damn.
Probably more. Comfort is silly.
So that
I haven't been comfortable like ever.
So the muffin joke, was that your worst bomb ever?
No. Oh my God, no. I've had some. I don't really necessarily remember.
Give me your like top 2 that you remember.
The 2 that come to mind right away. One was at the Mothership on a crew show, and I had this like. I was all down on myself because I was like, you know, the thing is at the Mothership is everybody that you're around is like unbelievably talented and hardworking and amazing. And so you're comparing yourself to like the cream of the crop constantly, and you go, oh my God, dude, like I suck. These guys are, you know, you look at some of these guys, you go, this guy can write. This guy's writing a new 5 minutes every week.
Yeah.
You know, this guy's able to do that. It's like I can't do that. I'm a slow writer as far as I'm concerned. It takes me a while to find a topic I like. I'm in a place now where I can dig into that topic, so I can get a lot of time out of it whenever I like one. But so I remember I challenged myself. I go, you're going to write 5 minutes, and you're going to go to a cruise show, and you're going to do that 5 minutes. You're going to write it today. And so I sat down, and I wrote 5 minutes, and I went to the cruise show that night, and I did the 5 minutes, and it's like complete silence. Sold out Little Boy.
Ooh.
Sold out Little Boy. Not a single fucking chuckle for 5 minutes straight. And I remember going like, I remember just being up there and just being like, oh, dude, that's crazy. You know, it's the kind of thing where you just go like, I can't even believe I did that bad. I feel like I thought I was past that.
So what happens in that moment? You're up on stage. There's 120 people in the audience.
Yeah.
Little Boy. All right, you're up on stage and you tell your joke, you hit your punchline, and crickets. Like, what does that feel like on the inside of you? Like, because I know
It's never
the majority
fun.
of us,
It's never fun,
the
dude.
majority of us is like the crowd darkens, right?
Yeah.
You can't even see them, and it feels like the spotlight on you gets
Yeah.
brighter and brighter, and you start sweating or you get red in the face, and you don't even want to make eye contact with the audience.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I just want this to be over with as soon as possible. Like, how do
Yeah.
you deal with those stage fright emotions?
It's really just a lot of like time and getting used to it. You know what I mean? Because it is, you just get used to it. You know, so when you start and you go up and you tell a joke, especially things where they feel important, because that's what I feel like I've learned. There's so many things that feel important, and then 2 years later you're like, that wasn't fucking important at all. You know, and so, but with the things that feel important, you'll go up, and if you tell that first joke, and you go, oh, I'm so excited, I can't believe this is. You know, I have memories of shows where I was like, this is the biggest crowd I've ever done. This is gonna be great. And then I walk up and I tell that first joke, and it's utter silence, and you go, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. You know, you do feel there's a panic that sets in. There's like oh my God, you know. At this state, it's more like, it's more just being like, all right, this is gonna suck for 5 minutes. This is gonna suck for 10 minutes. I'll be okay. I can get through this.
So
Mothership, I don't loosen
benchmarks
up enough at. Mothership, for whatever reason, I haven't been able to loosen up. But at other clubs, if I go up and, you know, if I go up and I tell a joke, this is where my comfort level is at on stage, which is nice. If I go up and I tell a joke, and if I tell like 2 to 3 minutes of jokes and they're just not eating it up, then I'll just be like, fuck the jokes. I have 7 more minutes up here, and I'm going to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking sit up here and just, like, do my set that I know is going to bomb. When it's like I can at least talk to them and try, you know, like, try to dig myself out of this and, like, have fun. And so I'll do that. The Mothership is more of, like, a just... and this is just a personal thing. It's not like it's a rule or anything. I'm just a fucking pussy about it. I just go, I got to do my best jokes. I got to do good.
You can't relax.
There's too many. Not all the way. It's a risk to go. I'm just gonna bail. You know, this is like sometimes the Mothership. It's an interesting place because it's like as a door guy, sometimes you'll have a week where you get 3 spots. You know, and sometimes you'll get a week where you get 1. You know, and when you have that week where you get 1, you go, this was supposed to be my fun show. This is supposed to be my show where I get to go up and just have fun, and like crush and enjoy doing comedy. And it's like. Sometimes it's like a little treat, you know. And it's like, oh, I get to like go up and like feel like this comedian.
I see.
And so then you go, I don't want to ruin that. If I bail on this and the crowd work, it's like maybe I can get them through the jokes. I'm gonna try really hard to get them through the jokes. But it is frightening. I mean, it's always it's never fun to like bomb. But it's just experience. You get used to it, and then you go, okay, I know how to handle it.
Would you say you have like almost like an obsession with this being scared?
The being scared thing on stage? No, I feel like actually it's become a really good thing thinking about it because now I'm in a place I try really hard to do the thing that's the scariest thing to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because that's the best thing to do. That yields the best results. It's a bigger risk.
Yeah.
But when you do the thing you're more scared of, and then you win with that, that's the one where you walk off and you're like, yo, let's go, dude. I can't believe I fucking did that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, because you do the safe thing all the time.
Yeah. One of the things I saw as far as like, you know, public speaking in front of crowds, you know, when you get off stage, the majority of us, you'll sit there and think about everything bad you did. but you rarely think about the good things you did in that moment. So like if I have a podcast and it's not the best podcast ever and I just fuck up, I'm just fucking up left and right or stuttering or I can't recollect that one fucking word or that one name or location. I'm like, God damn it. And I'll sit there and dwell on it and dwell on it and dwell on it. But if you sit there and after every podcast or every performance that you do and you start journaling and you write down a list of all the good things I did and all the bad things I did, what you'll notice is the good things that you did, you'll remember for much longer than the bad things that you did.
Yeah.
The bad things, they'll fall off. You'll forget about them. You're like, oh, I remember I fucked up, but I don't remember what I did.
Dude, it's a curse, though. It's like, I've seen it at the highest level. I remember one time, like, because this is the thing. Recently I had a set that was great. It was, like, so good, but there was one thing I did wrong. And I knew it when I did it. I was on stage. I remember, like, the way I was telling the joke, I left, like, a word out that was important. That's how sometimes it's one word matters. You know what I mean? And you leave it out and you go, oh no, I left this out and I can't go back. I can't stop and clarify. That ruins the momentum. So I just have to hope this still works. And I had been crushing and then it just wasn't, and then it didn't work as well. And I got off and it was a great set. I was really happy, but I couldn't stop thinking about that thing. And this goes all the way up to the highest levels. And I'll always remember this because there was a time I watched Shane Gillis at the club. And he was murdering. I mean, like, it was ridiculous. I was standing in the back of the room. You could see the waves of sound because of the way people were leaning back to laugh.
Whoa!
As they were going through the crowd.
He's so good.
And then he walked off, and he walks past me, and he goes, "That fucking sucked." And I was literally like, in my head, I was like, Shane, if that sucked, then what am I even doing here?
Yeah.
I was like, why am I? That's crazy. You just crushed, dude. But it's like that. The thing is that it's like, you have to have those moments, like those little, like, which we all chase perfection. That's why he's the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, he gets off after a set like that, and he's not thinking about the waves of people dying laughing. He's thinking about that one word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well, it's like what we talked about earlier. So, like, in life, like, you're constantly making progress in life, and you're constantly improving, and you're becoming a better version of yourself. But we never stop to take a second to reflect on how far we've come from where we started, because we're constantly moving the goalposts further and further and further.
Yeah.
And so you look at a guy like Shane, and you're like, man, he's so good. He must have just been born naturally funny and amazing. And it's like, no, Shane just started a long time ago. And every time he got a little bit better, he pushed the goalpost a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. So even now, like what you just said, that is Shane pushing that goalpost further.
Yeah.
Even when he kills and the whole place is roaring and, you know, like you said, the wave of laughter, that goalpost is now further for him, and he'll get a little bit better each time.
Yeah.
Like, that's why the best are so good at what they do.
Yeah.
You know?
He's an unbelievable, man. I mean, he's one of my favorites, which is another cool thing about the club. You get to watch and meet, like, your favorite comedians all the time, and you go, this is pretty sick.
What would you recommend for, like a young, aspiring comedian? Maybe he's in high school. Like, when you started, you got this idea in your head, or at college, or whatever it is. What would you recommend to them as, like, as advice?
Just start as soon as you can. Just start doing it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's it.
What about overcoming their fear?
I mean, everybody's scared. At first, it's scary, but just do it. You know, it's this is something I've had. There's something in comedy that's really funny that happens a lot, where you talk to people. You always have friends that are going like, I'm thinking about doing it, man. I'm thinking about doing it. And at first you get excited when you're new. You go, oh, that's awesome. I love doing this. And then if you're my buddy, if you start doing this, we're going to have so much fun. You know, you got to do it. You know, you should totally do it. But there's so many people that are always going to be like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And they just don't. It's like, just do it. It's the only piece of advice that matters. You'll figure everything else out. Just start. What's
the worst heckler you've had in an audience? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head. I don't know. I've had, there's never like hecklers that, it's never like ones where like I've been engaged with them long enough that like I genuinely like hate or anything like that. It's all, the worst heckler ever and every time is the one that steps on the punchline. The one that hits you while you're in the middle of a fucking joke and you go, I just had this happen like 2 weeks ago. I was doing this joke. I have this whole chunk about like my parents right now, and I was in the middle of this bit, and I was about to hit a punchline, and I have like a short pause before I say a punchline, and this guy just yelled something. And it was loud enough that it was like, I can't just go and do the punchline. Like, everybody heard that. You have to acknowledge it. You know, you have to. This crowd. We're all one unit right now. We're hanging out. It's like, it'd be super weird to just be like, nah. It makes it feel scripted if you don't acknowledge it. You got to feel alive, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, live in the room. And I was so mad. I was so mad at this guy, dude, because I was just like, the set was building. The momentum was building. I was like, this is going so good. And then he did that, and I was like, now I have to fucking talk to you. You know, I was like, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
You ruined my fucking
I was
joke.
like, now, yeah, I was like, this was going to be such a good set. And then you fucking made it about you.
Uh-huh.
You know, and the problem was that a comic before me had talked to him. And so now he thinks he's part of the show.
Oh,
because he's a drunk idiot. And he goes, oh, no, I'm like a part of it now. And it's like, no, you paid money to sit there and laugh at what we have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So stop. Those are the worst ones. Because then you go like, oh, fuck, now I got to fucking adjust. I have to like figure out how I'm going to do this. And those are lessons you have to learn through like making the wrong decisions earlier on. And so it's like an experience thing where now I was able to be like, okay, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to make fun of him. I'm going to make him feel bad about this. And then I'm not going to finish that joke. Because there's no stopping and going, let's start it over.
Yeah, true.
You know, like that kills momentum. I'm not going to finish that joke. Move on to the next part, next part, you know? And then you move on to the next part and you hope that you still have that momentum you had going. And then if that's the case, then you're good. But those are the worst. Oh, dude, I have one joke about that. I used to do a longer pause. I had to make it quick because people, it's the worst thing in the world. That would happen. I have this joke about going to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor. I think, you know, because I think the whole point of going to the doctor's office is to make you miserable, you know. Because like the first thing they do when you get to the doctor's office is they weigh you with your shoes on. And they're like, all right, let's measure your height. Take off those shoes, you know. That's the joke. And, but what would happen was I used to do like a pause there. I would go, they weigh you with your shoes on. And I would like kind of pause. And then they're like, you know, take off those shoes. And I had it happen maybe 2 or 3 times in the middle of the pause. Some dumb lady, some dumb drunk 50-year-old white woman would go, and then they say, take off the shoes. And you go, yeah, that was it. You got it. Good job. You guessed it.
Oh, fuck.
That's the joke.
God damn it.
And it's like, that's great. I want that idea to be in their head. That's why the joke works, you know, because you go, oh, good, this is great. You guys were all thinking it, and then I said it, and then you all are happy that I said it. That's great. But when they beat you to it, you go, oh. And now it's just like, that used to be my closer.
Yeah.
I used to close with that, and then that would be, I would tell that joke, and somebody would interrupt it like that, and it would be like, I'm out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like, and then I would just be like, great, yeah, no, thanks, lady, you just ruined that joke, and I'm out of time. So I'll see you guys. Ooh. And I would just be pissed because I would just be like, fuck you. Like, just shut up.
Have you started to look at those things that happen like that with the 50-year-old white lady fucking ruining your joke and that other guy? Have you started to look at it like this is like a challenge? Have you switched over yet instead of being like upset about it and just being like...
I think it's always going to be upsetting to a degree because you're just like, you aren't doing your job.
But it also is going to help you become better.
Yeah, it is. It's like those experiences, it's all like part of like the learned thing of like, this is like a very long journey and you do this over a long period of time and you go through all these like experiences to learn how to handle this stuff and be able to be a headliner, you know, like be able to do an hour and deal with whatever's thrown at you, be comfortable. But it's always irritating. I try to come at it now with like a bit more compassion for him of just being like, oh, you just don't know.
You're just retarded.
Yeah, you're just a dumb idiot.
Your mom ate
okay.
Tylenol.
Yeah. Your parents were either too nice to you or way too mean to you, and now you yell in shows.
Yeah, or they just need attention.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are just starved for attention.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and then they get drunk, and then they go, and then they see my dumb ass on the stage, and some of these women are like, sometimes you see it's like hot women heckle, and you go like, and then they see me on stage, and they're like, why is he getting the attention? Yeah, you're right.
Hot woman heckle.
But I have compassion. Because you are right. Like you should have the attention.
Yeah,
you're like a beautiful lady.
Yeah,
and I'm some dumb ogre on stage that's talking about showing his dick to a doctor, and you're like, but I have tits. Like, why aren't you guys looking at me? And
that's
it's like,
good point.
I would love to give you the attention that you want. That would be very cool. Just talk to me after the show, not during the show.
Yeah.
And I'd appreciate it. But that's fair too. I get it. Everybody, everybody's dealing with something.
Yeah.
Try to be nice. They're there for a night out. They're there to have fun, and sometimes they get a little overexcited. That's actually a good sign, I think, when people heckle a little bit. That means
Right.
they're really in the show. They're really caught up. They're having fun.
True. Yeah.
Sometimes heckles are like truly just people having so much fun, and there's different approaches to it. Some people are like mean as fuck, and they just ruin people.
Yeah.
And that is a good approach that works.
Right.
But then there's the other approach where you just go, like I've had it before where like I was dealing with a heckler, and it's like you can always be nice, and it kind of can be funny too to just kind of be like, hey, look, just talk to them very like hey, I get it, it's okay, you're having fun, but I really need you to shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just talk to them like really politely, but still being mean can like work too, and then you just like disarm them, and there's so many different ways to deal with that.
Well, I was just thinking, like, if you're going to use this to your advantage, because it's not going away. Your entire career, there's going to be hecklers. There's going to be people that get pissed off at what joke you just said, and they're going to get up and leave. But if you have just this pouch of fucking badass fucking like comebacks for when that happens, that are even funnier than a joke that you're experimenting on at the time. Yeah. So when it happens, you just like pull one of those out and use it on them.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost like a freebie. It's like, okay, you're going to ruin that joke. I'm going to destroy you with this one, and this one is nuclear.
When you find one that like you can hold on to, you can like pocket it and you just like have it ready to go. Those are nice.
What did Joe had this one joke for like the female hecklers, the hot chick hecklers or whatever you call them. It's like because they would always make fun of him because he's short. Like there was like a chick be like, "You're short." He's like, "Bitch, don't make me wrap my dick around your neck and start you like a chainsaw." I was like, "Oh, goddamn, that's good."
Dude, I had a hot lady heckle me the other day because I have like 5 minutes about like the male experience of showing your dick to a doctor, just how uncomfortable it is. And this hot lady yelled at me. She goes, "Why'd you have to go?" She goes, why'd you have to go show it to him? And I'm like on stage, and I'm caught off guard because I'm like, I've never been hit with this before.
What is she saying? Why'd you have to go?
Yeah, because it's about showing my dick to a doctor.
Oh,
so she's asking me why I had to go and show my dick to a doctor.
Oh, okay, like you got a disease.
I was so proud of this one because I was like, because it is. She's asking that, and this is like I can see her in the crowd. I can see that this is like a very hot lady. And I just looked at her, I go, you want to know? And she goes, yeah. And I go, well, I just looked down and I went, this is way too big. Surely the scientists are going to want to study this. This just doesn't seem realistic.
Is this normal?
Yeah. I was so proud of it. I was like, oh, that's great. If that ever hits me again, I have that what a fucking cop out. I was
golden.
Because for a second, I was truly like, oh my God. I was embarrassed. I was like, oh no, this hot lady's questioning me about this. This is vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then I was so happy. I was like, oh, and then that's one, boom, right in the pocket. You go, okay, that one, if I ever get hit with that again, I know exactly what to say. And then if that lady ends up wanting to talk to me afterwards, I can disappoint her later.
So back in the day, you talked a lot about bullying. I know you've talked about it publicly. Like, how prominent was that in your life as a kid?
It was a lot. People for whatever reason are very comfortable being mean to me. I don't know. I don't know why. I have a demeanor.
Easy target.
I guess. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just like I think there's just something about me that is like, oh, we can pick on this guy. I don't mind it now as an adult. It still happens totally, dude. I was walking down the street the other day after work, and this was a rough one, dude. This was so rough. I was walking down the street, and there was this cool black guy, and he was like, "Yo, what's up, brother?" And I was like, "What a night." This is great for me. I feel I needed this. This is great. And then he turns to his friend, and I just said, "What's up?" And then he turns to his friend, and he goes, "Hey, he looked like that monster from the Goonies." And I was like, like, God damn it, dude. I was like, come on, man. I turned around, I said, "Did you really just say hi to say that?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's mean, dude." It's like, don't talk to me like that. And then
he gave you some material though.
Yeah, and he did.
Self-deprecating material.
He made me laugh too. I thought it was very funny. I was like, "That's fucking hilarious." That you just were like, "Yo, I gotta be so mean to this guy right now."
Yeah, it is kind of weird how people can just like just fucking destroy somebody that they don't even know for no reason.
Yeah, dude, and it was beautiful. It was like just beautiful human interaction. I loved it.
It is human
And
interaction.
he was very cool, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. He had all the reason to be absolutely dunking on me. I was like, fair on you, fair enough, dude. But yeah, I got bullied a lot growing up. I think there was different levels to it though. As an adult, I realized there was like the level that was they genuinely shitty people, and then also there was personal responsibility attributed to why I got picked on. Just like kind of being a teenager that was annoying. But it definitely, I think it was the first time I realized like being funny was like a defense mechanism, I guess. I don't know. I don't like to be all deep about comedy or whatever because it's the dumbest job in the world.
Well,
So
the
I don't
whole
like
purpose,
to attribute too much importance to it. But
yeah, I try to apply a purpose behind my podcast, and I have so many different people that come on here from different walks of life, different industries, different expertises, different everything, personalities, all that. But I try to picture somebody that's might happen to be watching, that's a younger version of you, that's looking at this, that wants to watch this podcast as inspiration.
yeah.
So like I try to direct all of my questions as somebody that wants to be like John Hoeft, right? Even though you're still want to be like the guys at the top of the mountain, you're climbing. You're in the middle of that climb. It's like, like if I'm going to climb Everest, I'm not going to go talk to the guys that have been there 8-10 times. I'm going to go talk to the guys that are just a little bit above me, that are just starting to figure out, like, hey, what'd you do? How'd you get here?
Yeah.
How do you get to this spot on the mountain? What kind of shoes did you wear? What kind of this? What kind of that? So I look at everything as an opportunity to help others out there. And, so I imagine, maybe they won't see it the week this comes out, but maybe later on down the line, this might become a podcast that a lot of these kids reference back to say, man, fuck. And at that point, John might be fucking huge. You could be fucking on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
I know you've already been plugging and trying to get in there.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time. It's like you're still young. I think you said you're 27, right?
Yeah.
So still super young, and you're at the very beginning of your career where you're earning your stripes. But, the sky's the limit. So it's just about how much you fucking work your ass off. Right?
Yeah.
And show up.
Absolutely. And I mean, the getting bullied thing is like, it was rough, but it's like, you find your friends, and then being funny was the first. I remember like I got bullied on. This is the funniest thing about it is I got bullied in theater and on the swim team, which is like there's not
The
much,
swim team?
Yeah, I was on the swim team in high school. There's not much worse to get bullied than on the swim team.
What was that?
Just kids were just dicks. They I think they just thought I was annoying because I am, but then I remember we used to have these like carbo load pasta parties is what we'd call them before our swim meets, where it's like we'd meet up at one swim, somebody would host it, we'd all go to their house, and it was like a potluck of pasta, and the whole point was for us to just carbo load before our meet.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one day being there, and I'd just been dealing with this. It was my freshman year of high school, and I just started talking shit because I was just like annoyed. I was just like in a bad mood, and I was tired of getting messed with. And just started talking shit, and then the people that I was messing with started laughing, and then they were like, oh yeah, you're fun, and then they didn't mess with me as much.
No shit.
And then
you
they
stood up for
started,
yourself.
yeah, it wasn't even stood up for myself. I just was like just messing around. I just was like, just fucking around and like just talking shit and being myself more. I think I tried to fit in too hard, and then I think that's what made it where I didn't. It was like had the opposite effect. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Instead of, it's funny. This is something I've been thinking a lot about lately. The kids in high school that got made fun of the most and were like the dumbest, like the weirdest kids, and when I was in high school, it was like the anime kids, the kids that would come in with like cat ears on, and all these people were like,
oh, you had that? Kids with cat ears?
Yeah, because it was like a little anime thing, they loved anime, and they'd have like the scene haircut and all that. Those kids, we all made fun of them, and we all thought they were weird. And now that I'm an adult, I look at those kids and I go, those were the coolest kids. Like, they knew who they were, and they weren't afraid to be themselves. Like,
well, that's not who they are.
No, but they knew what they liked, and they weren't afraid to express it, even though it wasn't.
I respect
wasn't
that,
cool.
but I think a lot of these kids are really fucking confused right now.
No. This isn't kids that think they're animals. This is like
Okay.
this is just anime kids that have like it's just part of the
They're just-
culture, the weeb.
Oh,
the
so they were
weeb culture,
embracing that they were just
yeah.
different.
They're all into what they like.
Yeah.
And I was like, those are the coolest kids, man. Like those were. It's like we all made fun of them because they weren't like doing what everybody else was doing. But it's like, yeah, but that's like the craziest thing to do. High school, to like be unapologetically yourself in high school is like the coolest thing you can ever do.
Yeah.
And
true.
it's like people don't
Respect that.
appreciate it at that age. But as an adult, I look back and I go like, I tried so hard to fit in, and I was like, so then it took me. I wasn't figuring out who the fuck I was until I was in my 20s, you know. And then these kids, like, they knew who they were at like 14, and they were like, this is just me, man. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like everybody picked on them, and you go, no, those were the cool kids. You know, it's like they were just being. They were like they had it figured out. They knew how to. They knew what to do and how to be themselves and how to like be like happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of us were just fucking conformists, dude. Just fucking trying to fit in.
It takes a long time to find out who you are, like your own personal like authenticity.
Yeah.
Even me, I question myself all the time. Like, are you being authentic? Like, there's not like a green light that goes off when you finally start being authentic. It's like this thing we all struggle with, and it's like, who am I?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know who I am. How do I know if I'm being authentic? You know, so. I think it's just like you said. It's like earlier about comedy. It's just like repetition, and over time you start to figure out who you are. And then
it's doing the scary thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's taking the risks.
Exactly.
Doing the thing that freaks you out, because that's where you find out who you really are. You
True.
know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can't judge somebody on like their early work. Like even this is episode 21. I cannot judge myself off of episode 21 or anything before that. Like maybe when I get to like 100, then I'm like, okay. You should have figured it out by now, but this is like I'm still figuring out who I am as a host. You know, I'm not used to being the guy that's asking questions.
Yeah.
I've never done that my entire life. Like, you know me in public, I'm like the guy that probably talks the least.
Yeah.
Right? We're at the club, I don't talk a lot. I let Bruce do all the talking.
Yeah.
He enjoys it. That's his light. I'm like, go for it, brother. That's you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm surrounded by comedians like all you
guys.
guys.
I bring it out of you, dude. I make you talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we hit it off from the beginning. I always knew. I was like, man, John's the shit. But so, yeah, I mean, I think kids can get confused as to their authentic self at the early stages. And I don't know what all this anime and furries and all this shit that's going around. I think it's just confusing them. And it's probably going to take them longer to find their authentic self. But I think it is good.
But that is the thing that's cool about it, though, about all of this stuff. And, like, even though it's, like, it's where I kind of envy, like, you know, because I know it's, like, as far as, like, politically going, like, all of the, you know, like, there's a lot more acceptance in high school of, like, people being weirder, you know, like, being different, you know, like, diving into if they're non-binary or trans or anything like that. And they're very young to be making any, like, decisions on any of that, but I do think it's good that they're everybody is exploring this kind of thing, like that we're opening it up and making it this thing where it goes, hey, like, dude, like, figure yourself out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
take chances.
That's always been my thing with all of that stuff. Is it goes, whose business is it but your business? You know, if you want to, like, if you're a dude that's like 14 and you go, hey, I think I want to wear a dress to school. It's like, fuck it, try it out.
Yeah,
you know, if you like it, cool. If you don't, also cool. Vikings wore fucking, you know, like, if you look at, like, the fucking clothes that people were wearing in medieval times, they were practically wearing fucking dresses.
These kids are not wearing Viking dresses.
They just got away with it because they fucking they had 2 axes and were fucking drinking wolf's blood. You know,
they
what
weren't
I mean?
painting their fingernails.
Yeah,
maybe they were. I don't know.
But that's the thing too, is that it's like whose business is it of ours to tell them not to do that? It's like they're trying to figure themselves out the same that we're all trying to figure ourselves out. You know.
True.
And so then you go. It's all about, if everybody's just trying to figure themselves out and, like, be authentic, then really that space right now is a very accepting and comfortable space for people to figure themselves out.
Oh, there's no greater space in the world than America right now. If you're confused about who you are and you want to try everything out.
And then you get to do that, and then that's great.
Yeah.
And you get to figure out who you are.
I just hope that they don't get to the point where they forget that it's okay to just be a regular guy and a regular girl. You know what I mean? Like, try it out for a little bit.
But it's the same thing.
Don't let it consume you.
With comedy, it's like, when I think about with stand-up, it's like, you know, you go through these things of, like, these periods where you start trying to do weirder shit. You start trying to be more out there, trying to be more things, and you're doing stuff that it's like, you look back on it years later and you go, that didn't work. That wasn't good. But I'm glad I tried it because it helped me figure out who I actually am on stage. That's exactly what they're doing, you know? And then it's like, that's great. Fucking be out there. Be weird.
Yeah.
Figure yourself out. Be who you need to be in that moment. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's the coolest thing in the world, man. I could
Mhm.
never have done anything like that at like a young age, and anything to be like, just that comfortable with like being yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's great, man. Give it a try. Don't cut your dick off yet, and have fun. You know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So tell me about high school football showers. I know you got some funny ass shit
Dude,
that's happened to you, and I
was-
got a story for you when you're done.
So I was on the swim team, not football, and I do remember there was a time the swim team, you know, we all had to shower together still too, and there was this one kid that was a piece of shit, and he came around one day, and it was like, dude, it was ridiculous. We're all taking a shower, we're all minding our own business, and this kid, he was like the best swimmer on the team. He was, as far as being a swim team jock can go, this kid was a jock. You know, it's like, you can't really be a jock on the swim team. You're swimming laps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not cool. But this kid was the closest thing to it, and he came running in, and was just jumping around in circles, and just like completely naked, and just started pissing while running in circles.
In the locker room?
Yeah, and he got like in the showers, and he got like
Oh, in the
four
shower.
of us. And it was a huge fucking thing, dude, because everybody was like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? Why would you do this? This is disgusting. And it was a huge
Kinda
issue.
hilarious,
He got
though.
kicked off the team. He got kicked off the team because it was like, dude, it's like fucking 9:30 in the morning. It's like, what? Even earlier, it was like 7:30. It's like, what are you doing at 7:30 in the morning?
Maybe that was his goal.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to fuck around. But he came running in, and I mean, I was impressed more that I was like, how are you pissing while moving like that? Like, I can't piss and move, dude.
That's hilarious.
He was spinning in circles fully.
There should be a documentary made about like shit that happens in the men's bathrooms, like group bathrooms.
Oh, dude.
I got a couple stories. So when I was in the Navy, I was going through boot camp. One of my buddies, Chase, he had this thing, and this dude was jacked. Like, he's like 6 foot. I mean, probably at the time, he probably weighed like 260, just muscle, just jacked, like solid from Texas. He's a Texas boy. He rode on like big ass trucks with huge monster tires. One of those guys. And he had this thing where he called it, I think he called it dropping it from the top. And so, you know,
I like that.
Yeah, so what he would do is when he had to take a shit, he would go into the bathroom stall and he would climb up, you know, like the walls that go up. There's like the door and the walls that go up. He would climb up to the top of the walls, and he would like put himself there like he was like in a hammock, okay? Like just like, and he would like brace himself, and then he would drop a log, and he would fall and try to get it into the center of the toilet bowl. And so at first we were like, what the fuck is this? And then, by the end of boot camp, you're so fucking bored. There's nothing to entertain you that you're like rooting for this guy, because every time he did it, you know. And I remember the last time he did it, he just used to take the biggest shits. They were like fucking 12-inch fucking long. I mean, solid 12 to 14 inches, like thick fucking shits. I was like, God damn, I've never seen a shit like that in my life. But he would take these shits and he would drop them, and they would fall. I mean, like, I don't know, 5 feet. And then the last one he did before we got done with boot camp is like it hit half on the toilet seat and half in the hole, and it sat there, and we're all like gathered around it like, oh. And then it was like, you know, remember when Tiger Woods like won the championship, and it was like the little Nike logo folded over and it fell in, like a gust of wind knocked it in. Like, that's what it was. It was just like plunk. And it was just like, everyone was freaking the fuck out. And like looking back at it, I'm like, what a bunch of fucking idiots we were. But at the time, it was fucking hilarious. Dude.
How old were you when you joined the Navy?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds like a bunch of dudes getting together to have fun.
Oh, yeah. It's just basically what it is. You're signing your life over to be really poorly played. You're underpaid, overworked, and disrespected.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The second one, so when I was in high school, we had this kid. His name was Joe Scafidi. This kid's from Wisconsin, and this dude had like the hairiest, like I mean, more than like your grandpa. Like, I mean, like straight up, I've never seen it. Looked like bearskin. Like, he took his shirt off, and it was just like hair that started at the neck and went all the way down the shoulders, the all the way down his back. It was just
Oh,
like
dude, you
inch
see a hairy
long
back in high
hair,
school, you go, oh,
like a
man.
Wolverine. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like and he was one of our offensive linemen, and he was a good damn offensive lineman. But when we would get in the shower every single fucking day, after every practice, after every football game, we had those group showers, and like you would always forget about it by the time you took the next shower. But then you would hear somebody in the shower later on go, "Hey, Scafidi, take your sweater off when you come in the shower." You know, and it's like the stupidest bullying tactic ever, but like it was just hilarious. And you know, I know he laughed at it too.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I can't do nothing about it. But I think bullying is like, it can be bad, but at the same time it can be good.
Well, it's good amongst friends. You have to do it. You got to
Yeah.
have the people that you can talk shit with.
Yeah, if nobody's
what I mean?
joking with you, then they don't like you.
No.
You know?
That's my whole experience within comedy and within life generally, is that when people fuck with you, you can tell the difference between somebody fucking with you to hurt you and somebody fucking with you because they like you.
Yeah.
You know, there's a clear difference. And you go, okay, this is good. I like this. I feel more uncomfortable when someone's just being really nice. I'm like, I don't know how to, you know, because that's the weirdest thing is it's like, this is something that happens sometimes with stand-up. After a show, someone will come up to you and be like, "You were so funny," and you go, "Oh, thank you," and then they go, "Yeah, dude, like, you were like so funny," and you go, "Thanks," and they go, "Yeah, man, but just genuinely like one of my favorites. You were so funny," and you go, "All right," and I really appreciate this, but I don't know how to respond anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when someone's just nice to you all the time, you're like, it's kind of
Yeah,
a little,
it's
it's
too
a little
much.
off-putting. You're like a little like, what's going on? Like, let's be more human. You know what I mean? Like, I like the guys that'll come down to me and be like, you know, and be like, dude, you were hilarious, and you do look autistic. Because then I go, oh, thanks, man. Fuck yeah, that's great. You know, I appreciate that. Because then I go, thank you for you said the thing I wanted to hear, but then you also like took the pressure off of having to be fucking weird and like this like weird thing. It's like, let's just be people, you know. That's the best. You got to mess with your friends. But that's also where the bonds are formed when you're like really tight with your friends, is that you like mess with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure I mean, yeah, I imagine there was a lot of that in the military.
Oh yeah, tons of it.
Know? Yeah.
There's all you have. I mean, you're away from your family, your girlfriends or your wives. It's just a bunch of fucking dudes that fucking are pissed off that they're there and not drinking beer with their wife, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're forced to get along. So, yeah, you know, it's exactly what you kind of expect it would be. And then imagine you take all those guys, even when you're home, you're gone all the time with these guys.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I'm like an hour away for the next 2 weeks and my wife's sitting over there. What is she doing? Well, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, so, yeah, the military sucks, man. Like, it really does. Like, who was I talking to? We were just having a conversation about the difference in like why. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Brandon Tatum. We did a podcast last week, and I was asking him like, why do you think that there's PTSD is so prevalent in veterans but not police officers? Police officers see much more gory shit than us. They're the first to arrive on traffic accidents all the time. They see dead babies. They see, you know, all these different things, and it's like, I'm starting to wonder if there's a correlation between being separated from your family for long periods of time and PTSD.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like police officers, they're seeing a lot of stuff, but at least they get to come home every night and like kind of like work through the frustrations with their loved ones. Whereas like, you know, veterans, like, you know, you go on deployment, you're there for 6 to 9 months. These guys that are on ships in the Navy, they're gone for like 12 to 15 months. Dude.
Yeah.
12 to 15 months.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, if you live to be fucking 70 or 80, a whole year of that is gone. It's pretty apparent from watching the news today. Violent criminals are not going away anytime soon, and you need to have somebody watching your back. Whether that's you personally, your family, your friends, or your business, Iconic Security is our premier personal protection firm, founded by a former Navy SEAL, a former Secret Service agent, and a former U.S. attorney. With over 60 years of combined military, law enforcement, and intelligence experience, we deliver unmatched, discreet security tailored to your needs. From executive protection and secure nights out to residential patrols, event security, cyber threat defense, and expert consulting. Iconic ensures your safety with precision and care. No shortcuts, no drama, just peace of mind. Visit iconicsecurity.com to build your custom protection plan today. Iconic Security, because your safety is non-negotiable. A link to the website can be found in the description of this podcast. Thank you for your time and stay safe out there.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point because I mean, obviously, I haven't served or anything. I never did anything like that, but I'm a fucking, we were talking about this before. I'm a white guy in my mid-20s. I love World War II, but I read about a lot of war and military stuff and everything like that, and I think like just my opinion on what you just said of somebody that is not an expert at all. I feel like it might be something around the fact that there's these two different worlds. You know what I mean? It's like when you're I guess when you're on deployment, you're in a completely different world. You're in this like war situation. It's like a completely different thing. Then when you go back to being with your family, now you're like miss that. I don't know if you miss it, but like you're like separated. It's these two different lives that you were living.
True.
And so now you have to deal with the trauma of that life in this completely other situation.
Yeah, pretend like nothing happened.
With your police officers, you have that support system. If you go and you see some horrendous shit, you get to go home to your wife and your kids at night and go, thank God I have this.
Yeah. Well, you have somebody to relieve you of your watch too, right? These guys work for 8 hours or 10 or 12 or whatever shifts they're doing. And then they have somebody that they do a turnover and they go, all right, man, good luck, stay safe. And they get to go home.
Yeah.
Like veterans, you don't get that. You're around the clock. You're constantly worried.
Clock.
Like, here's the thing, like, people don't understand is like, so when you get deployed over, to Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, like you're on a military base, but you're on a military base that's within the confines of an enemy country.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're surrounded. Okay. That's like something to relate to. Imagine if you're like you're a gang member, you're a blood. Okay. And you move into a neighborhood and you're surrounded by Crips.
Yeah.
Okay, you're safe within the confines of your home, kinda, but you're constantly worried that they're gonna do something. You're surrounded by a neighborhood of Crips and you're a blood within here, and they know you're a blood. Okay, that's what it feels like to be overseas. It's like, I mean, every single day, the sirens would go off inside the base, and that's like incoming mortars into the base. Okay, so. And if you haven't heard it, YouTube it. If you want to know what it sounds like, it's the most terrifying thing you've ever heard.
Dude,
and it's
loud.
Just
as somebody that's like watched and like taken in just about as much war content as you can.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't imagine
there's
any of it, dude. Like
even when you're relaxed, you're not fully relaxed.
You ever listen to those barrages? Like they have like old like just World War I shelling barrages that you can listen to. And you just like to hear like what you would be hearing in the trenches at night while you're trying to sleep. Yeah. And it's just like nonstop. And you go like, yeah, of course these people are fucked up. And then you also have that thing where it's like the people that you're with over there, I imagine they're spread out all over the country. It's like that's one thing with like Band of Brothers, World War II. You hear about like they have reunions like once a year, but most of them went from this like 3-year long experience with each other. Where they were like, this was my family, these are the people I'm like dedicated to being around. Yeah. And they all went home, and then they're just spread out.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing.
And you're just not with those people anymore. So it's like you're dealing with this trauma that nobody around you can understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's from a completely different life that nobody else around you has lived.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're trying to deal with it. Whereas like with like first responders here, it's like they get to have like their worlds are one world. I think you're probably onto something. It's very much a separation of worlds situation.
Yeah, I think it's being separated from your families.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do.
And not getting that have that like that moment at the end of the day where you get to come home. Do
you know what the weirdest thing for me was? We would be in Afghanistan. I went there twice, and it was always like 8 and 9 months. I think it was my 2 deployments there. But when you're in Afghanistan, like everything is dirt.
Yeah.
Like it's dirt, everything. It just covers everything. It's like the moon. It's like this moon dust, just powder, just coats everything.
Yeah.
It's all over, all of your equipment. It's inside of your storage bins. It's, it's just like you can't dust it enough. It just gets everywhere. It's just fine dust particles everywhere. And so by the time like it's time to come home, we would always do a decompression stop in Germany. And
Germany's beautiful.
Germany's gorgeous. It's lush. It's full.
I feel for the fucking when I watch Band of Brothers, I'm like those.
Yeah.
Europe, what a battlefield.
I know. I mean, it was crazy with those. They were living and dying and fighting in like the most beautiful
Yeah,
fucking countries
France
ever.
and Germany,
Like
Austria.
gorgeous. Germany is fucking gorgeous,
Oh, yeah.
man. If you've never been there, if any of the viewers have never been there,
Oh,
spend the money.
it's
Go.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I went to see a girl I was dating at the time, and she was from there, so we were visiting like her family, and very slice of life trip, man. Just like small towns, like type shit, and it was fucking beautiful place.
In the castles, the craziest thing. So like when we were in Germany, I went up to this castle. I want to say it was in Heidelberg. It was either Heidelberg or Ramstein. I can't remember. But you have to walk up these like really long steps. It's like 13,000 steps or whatever to get up to the castle, and that's on the highest hill outside of the city. And then you get up there and you get up to this castle, and it's just like in the movies. Like there's a drawbridge that goes over like a 150-foot moat, and that wraps around the entire castle. And you're like, holy fuck, this shit's real. I thought it was just like Disney, whatever. So you go across there, and then there's this castle that's been there for, fuck, I don't know, like hundreds, if not thousands of years. This castle has been passed down through the royal family for, I mean, millennia, whatever it is. And you're looking at this castle, and you can see it's like the detail and precision put into every detail of the castle, like the doors, the intricacy of the construction work on the doors, the window sills, right? Every single window sill had a king and a queen from the prior dynasty.
Yeah.
So imagine the castle with like 1,000 fucking windows, okay? And like each one has a different ruling king and queen, or a prince and a princess, or whatever.
So cool.
Every single windowsill had like a hand carved custom fucking cement whatever replica of that person's head on it. And you're just like looking at this entire thing, and then like the doors were tiny. I was like, fuck, I would have been a giant back then.
Yeah.
And you're looking at this whole thing, and you just want to go inside it, but they won't let you go inside it because they want to make sure that they have to preserve it.
Yeah.
But then, so you're getting a tour of kind of like around this castle, and you gotta get to look at everything. And then at one point we get around, and there's cannons, the original cannons that the royal family used to protect themselves. I think there was 4 of them or 5. They were pointed at the city that they were ruling over. Okay, and I remember I asked the tour guide, I'm like, why are the cannons pointed at the city? And they said, that's their biggest threat.
Yeah, it's the people.
Their own people are their biggest threat.
And
they had secret tunnels underneath the castle that would go way far away. Like you could take down, and like if the people overcome the castle, they go down into the tunnels, and then they're fucking a mile away.
Very cool parallel of just all human history is that is the true. Well, that's the real fucking struggle within life is the class battle, the people versus the royalty, the 1%, all that. That's what's going on now, and it's crazy that it's always stayed that way.
Yeah, it's nothing's changing, man.
No,
that's
fucking what a relief from being in the Middle East to then get to go and be in castles.
I know. Well, that was the thing. It was like the sensory overload.
Yeah,
like just from seeing color again.
Yeah.
It's like going from a black and white, like if you could only watch black and white TV for 9 months, and then you go to fucking color TV, like you're gonna be like, oh my god, look at all the vibrant colors, and like this and that. And this is like, both times I did it, it was just like, whoa. It's just like you don't even talk for like the first like fucking 12 hours you're there. You're just looking everywhere. Like, man, a lot of things we take for granted here because we live in a first world country, and we have so many things that are beautiful and they're at our disposal at all times, but you don't know what you have until you don't have it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being in a dusty prison for fucking 9 months.
Dude, well, I just watched that movie Warzone. Or Warfare?
Yeah.
Warfare.
Yeah.
Dude, I just watched that yesterday, and that was one of the things I like thought about it, where I was like, I just remember being like, man, I don't even understand how people like live there. I feel like the surroundings alone would like depress me.
Well, it's just a war zone. Go look at Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
Go look at before and after pictures of Ukraine.
That is crazy, dude. You can just watch war happen like live on TikTok.
People are still living there. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that was the thing too. You watch these old shows like Band of Brothers, where it's like, Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan. There's scenes in every one where like they encounter just like a fucking frightened French family, and you go, yeah, there's just people just living there. That's now like in this giant, deadly airsoft war. It's what it is, dude. It's like You ever go to Texas paintball?
I haven't been there. I tried to schedule something one time, but we didn't make it happen.
Dude, Texas paintball rips because they have all these maps and stuff.
Yeah.
When you watch these things, you realize that you're like, that's all that this is really becoming. You know?
Yeah.
Is that it just instead of getting splattered with paint, you die horrifically. Die horrifically or get horrible injuries. One thing I liked about Warfare, man, that I thought was really cool is, with that. So you've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because I felt like what I liked about it is that not a ton happened. It was very real, though. You know what I mean? It was very it's because it comes from those guys that were in SEAL Team 5 in that situation, and they, it's just them literally. The whole script is based off of direct accounts from the people that were there, which is really cool. And so it's very just real, couple hours from this battle, And one thing that really struck me that I'd never thought about, because I've watched all this shit about all this stuff, and I've talked to you and Bruce at length about this kind of stuff before. I've talked your ear off about all this because you guys have the experience that I'm interested in. But in everything, they never talk about this happening, but when that IED goes off, two of the guys get concussions. Mm-hmm. And I always was like, man, I've never even thought about how you could just get you might not get shot. You could just get a concussion that then leaves you completely fucked.
Well, it lasts for the rest of your life too.
Yeah.
Even me today, when I forget things, I forget names, or I have something on the tip of my tongue and I'm like, God, I can't fucking remember that. Earlier when I was like, what were we talking about earlier?
Yeah.
That is that TBI. Yeah. It's just it's your short-term memory just disappears so quickly. Yeah. I really have to work on myself. I had to take a lot of psychedelics, mushrooms. Thank God for mushrooms, man. They really fucking helped save me. The shit is real and it lasts forever. Yeah. And it's hard to even piece together sentences, paragraphs, conversations, your relationship with your kids. To me, it always felt like imagine if I just grabbed your head and I just started squeezing it. Yeah. How hard would it be for you to think clearly if I was just squeezing your head the whole time?
Dude, it's nasty stuff. I remember my roommate got a concussion, a bad one, 2 years ago. And he was in the dark in his room for 6 weeks. Just ruined. And I remember watching this, I was like, man, can you imagine what he was going through and feeling is what these guys are doing when they would do those show of forces, which was so sick. I like it, the way it completely fucked them up, and they're just completely ears ringing, the concussed guys. It was yeah, I can't even imagine. And now you're still in a dangerous situation dealing with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. War is real.
Yeah. You were a SEAL, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking sweet. Dude,
yeah.
How was that training? Because you had to go through that that Hell Week, right?
Yep. Went through Hell Week.
How is that? It's awful. The worst.
It's thing long. Ever. Hell Week is just a week, but the whole thing is a gauntlet. It's a hour and a half, a year and a half. Yeah. It's a year and a half of fucking suck. It fucking just sucks. You hate your fucking life. You're cold. You're wet. You're sandy. You're miserable. You're away from your family. You're around a bunch of other fucking alpha males that are cold, miserable, wet, and sandy also, that are away from their families. So it's more of a mental game. It's still a physical game. A lot of people can't handle the cold. And you don't really know until you're really cold. Here, one of the things that they would do during training is, so you're never fully dry. Yeah. Ever. Your clothes right now. Imagine if we had a cold plunge here in the room, and when we started, I made you go jump in a cold plunge. Well, halfway through this, maybe 3/4 of the way through this podcast, you would start to dry out just from your natural body heat. Your clothes would naturally start to dry out, right? And you start to feel warm again. They don't feel cold anymore. Your body heat is kind of started to, even though they're still a little damp, they're still, starting to feel warm. Well, as soon as I notice that you're fucking starting to warm up, I make you go jump back in there. Now imagine that for a year and a half.
That's crazy.
Every single day, all the time. And then whenever you go home at night, I'm going to go wake you up at 3:30 in the morning and make you go get wet because you're too comfortable. Okay? So I'm playing these mental games with you the whole time. And just when you think you've started to figure this game out, I'm going to come fuck you up again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to twist it all up and I'm going to change it up. And, you know, even though you do everything I tell you to do, right? John Hoeft does everything I tell him to do. He's always on time. He does all of the fucking workouts and everything that I'm telling him to do, the push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups, and he never complains. He never does anything wrong. Guess what? You're fucking wrong. You're late.
Yeah.
Even though I told you to be here at 11:30, you're fucking late. Okay? And we're going to go fuck your ass up for 3 hours in the beach. And I'm going to make you hate your life. Like, people want to know what it's like to be a Navy SEAL. You have to be able to take that for a year and a half. And that's just to get to a Navy SEAL team. That's just to make it through this gauntlet. And there's all these like very fucking hard tests that you have to take along that year and a half pipeline. And each one gets progressively harder and harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
And the thing about SEAL training that makes it different than everything else is you always have to beat your last time. Okay? So if we're doing a 4-mile run, and we do a 4-mile run every Monday morning at 5 a.m., okay, every Monday for a year and a half straight, okay, so let's say you ran your 4-mile run in 40 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's your new personal best, okay?
10-minute pace.
You have to beat that time. Otherwise, I get to beat your ass on the beach for 2 hours afterwards. If you do not beat your own personal time, I get to beat you. And if you continue to not beat your best time, then I'll kick you out.
Dude, a 4-mile run at 10-minute pace that's a fucking.
And it's not just beating your own personal time; it's the minimum, the bar that they set.
Are you just in like you know, just like workout gear? Or are you like geared up while you have to run?
No, you're in full cami.
Full, yeah.
You're full camouflage, long sleeve, long pants, and boots. You're in full fucking military fatigue. And you're doing all these 4-mile runs,
That's
everything.
So nuts, dude.
Yeah, so people want to know what it's like. That's what it's like. So just like comedy, you have to embrace yourself in this world, and you have to accept that this is just what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they tell me to do 1,000 pull-ups, I'll do them. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, last time you only said we had to do 500 pull-ups, and it's like, okay, it doesn't fucking matter. Once you accept it for what it is, and you accept that there's nothing that they can do, like the audience for you, or your peers in the comedy world, there's nothing that they can do or say that's going to stop you, then you become unstoppable.
Yeah.
You
Is
know
there
what I mean?
ever a moment in the training where you had a moment of being like, this is like, yeah, this is like brutally awful and hard, but also this is preparing me to be like fucking like unstoppable, essentially? Like where it's like, I am like,
Well, that's the whole
reason
plan.
they're doing this is like, yeah, it's hard. It's not just to like weed out the weak, but it's also like they're literally building me up to be like,
Oh, yeah.
the best of the best.
So when we started, we classed up with like 250 guys. We had a very large class that started at the very beginning. By the time we finished, we had 49. So less than 20% of what we started with. Okay? So seeing all of these guys leave, at first you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe how many people are leaving. They would leave in droves, like 5 people here, 10 people there, right? And it's like every few hours, a bunch more would leave. And you're like, so at first you're like, fuck, am I supposed to go too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know, like, you're still trying to figure out who you are. How tough am I? I don't fucking know. We just started and all these people are leaving. Like, I feel fine. I don't know if I don't think I should be leaving. But, you know, over time, it gets to the point where there's so few of you left that you feel like, you know, 300, right? You feel like we're fucking, oh, this is us. We are what we thought we were.
Well, it forms that bond, I suppose, going through that kind of thing, huh? And
Yeah.
then you have your boys there to be like, dude, don't fucking quit. You got this shit.
Yeah, but just like we talked about earlier, where the bar always gets pushed further away from you, that happens there too. So it's like, even as you're going through this gauntlet, you're trying to get to that point where you can graduate and become a Navy SEAL, and there's a lot of shit you got to do before you can get there. It's a lot. By the time you get to that point and you get your Navy SEAL, now you're just a fucking new guy at the team.
Yeah.
You might have became a Navy SEAL, but not in the eyes of your platoon, the older guys.
Yeah.
You're fucking nobody. You're the door guy at the comedy club.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you had to work your ass off and move away from your family for a year and a half just to become a door guy at the comedy club.
Yeah.
That's what the Navy SEAls are like.
That's what a lot of my friends have had to do. I'm the one lucky one that my family is nearby,
Yeah.
you know, but We could use a little bit of the physicality of the fucking suit. We're all getting fat and lazy. Fucking, we need you and Bruce to take us on a couple 2-mile runs, 3-mile runs every now and then. But, dude, yeah, that shit interests me so much. I was reading about it yesterday because after I watched Warfare, which is about SEAL Team 5, I was reading about the SEAL Team stuff and, like, you know, how hard it is, and then how it's even harder to get into SEAL Team 6, which I think has a different, like, official name nowadays. But and then I was reading about Delta Force too, and I was just reading about all these, like, elite special operations, like, trainings and everything, and it's like, it's crazy to me to know anybody that's gone through that. You know, like,
well, you'd be surprised what you're capable
I mean, like, yeah, I could never. I don't think the physicality of it. I don't know.
It's not about physicality.
I like to think I have the grit and determination, but I also can't, in good faith, knowing how my friends that watch this will say things about me if I said that I think I could do it. So I'm not gonna fucking say that.
He told me he could do it, guys.
No, I didn't, dude. Shut up.
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking right at the cameras so that when fucking Asan and the homies go, dude, you said you could fucking do it? I'll go, no, shut up.
He said he could do it.
I did not say I could do it. You like to believe you were capable of something like that. I don't know, dude. That sounds brutal.
Listen, I'm going to tell you.
I'm a lazy piece of shit.
I'm going to tell you, from going through it myself, when I showed up, dude, there was Olympic athletes in my class. Olympic fucking athletes, like water polo guys, fucking sprinters, like massive dudes that were fucking in the NFL or like they're the leagues just underneath it, like college fucking studs.
Yeah.
These guys were huge. I fucking got there. They were 6'4", fucking 260, shredded, like just massive fucking guys. And when I got there, I'm like, oh fuck, I might have fucking bit off more than I could chew. They all fucking quit, dude. It wasn't the hugest, biggest fucking guys that fucking stayed. Maybe we got like 2 or 3 of those guys, but like the rest of them, it was like the bigger, overweight guys. It was the little skinny, scrawny guys. It was the short guys.
Yeah.
It was like it was
grit, dude. It's determination.
It's not about what you got physically; it's what you got mentally.
Yeah.
And that's why Navy SEAL training is so hard. It's not about you physically. Anybody can do.
Yeah.
I can train anybody in this fucking city to do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, swim, run. But I can't teach you to fucking keep going when everything in your body is telling you to stop.
Yeah.
You know? And so you'd be surprised how the people that make it through. You know how many people told me, you're not going to make it. You're too short. You're just not going to make it. Like, those guys are huge. I'm like, okay.
Dude, why would you want to be huge?
All those guys
quit.
quit.
This is the thing, too. In war, why would you want to be huge? Dude, you're a bigger fucking target.
That's what I used to
Dude,
make fun of my new guys.
I'm fucking gigantic. Look
Yeah.
at me, dude. I'm a dumb, bumbling idiot. I'd walk out there, I'd get fucking... I wouldn't even realize... I'd be trying to take cover. I'd be this high above the wall.
I've always been an active guy. Training, pushing myself. But once I learned how caffeine forces your body into that fight or flight mode, I realized it was wrecking my recovery. I'd get the boost, but I couldn't really rest. That's when I came across Methylene Blue. It gives me clean energy, sharper focus, and I could still recover. Honestly, it changed everything for me in the gym, in business, and in life. Then I discovered alpha lipoic acid. On its own, it's a strong nootropic, boosting choline, which drives brain and body performance. But when you combine it with Methylene Blue, it's on another level. That's why I worked with the partner to create Magic Bullet, Methylene Blue plus ALA. For me, Methylene Blue was powerful on its own, but with ALA, it's the only way I do it now. Right now at bluevitality.com, you can pick up a full bottle of Magic Bullet for just $39.95. Use my promo code SJ to get 20% off the regular price. If you're serious about your training, your focus, or your recovery, this is the way to go. But it's a perfect example of saying, and it relates back to comedy. It's not about what you look like. It's not about where you came from. It's not about how much money your parents didn't have or had.
Just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Just don't quit.
Yeah, exactly. When shit gets hard, when the hecklers fuck you over on your punchline, and like you just keep going. Keep fucking going. When everybody else quits, just keep going, because that's usually the spot when you're most wanting to quit. That's usually the spot where you're about to break through to the other side.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna start having fun again with it. And it's like, if I could teach people out there, just like when things get hard and you want to quit, just keep going.
Yeah.
Wait till everybody else quits.
How proud did you feel when you got through? he passed.
I
I mean, he
felt-
must have been like on top of the.
But it was
goddamn
such a
world, huh?
long time to get there that like it wasn't. Yeah, like, it was like fucking finally. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't like, oh, I did it. I'm so
Yeah, it
amazing. It was
was
just like fucking finally.
I
like
made it through.
I'm so sick of this. I just want to move on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of it.
Dude,
They're gonna put you through a really long, period of hating your life to see how long
Yeah.
you can deal with it.
I could never do.
It's a
I
big
could
mental
never do
game.
the military, dude.
You might
I
not
don't-
have a choice
I don't
if
have-
people keep fucking off in
Yeah.
this country.
Yeah.
This is what I try to tell people. You don't like war. You
Well-
don't think you could cut it. Well, keep fucking off.
Let me tell you, I have a plan, dude. The minute the draft starts, as soon as they start getting the year below me, the year younger than me, as soon as they start drafting like the 26-year-olds, I'm enlisting with some good people. I don't want to go in with the fucking draftees, dude.
What are you talking about?
If they drafted people in a war,
Uh-huh.
oh, dude.
You don't have a choice.
I know, I've read about it, about how they do it, and they start with 18, and they'll get all the 18-year-olds, and they go to 19, 20, they go up in age. And so I would at least be like, okay, my friend's 25, he just got his card. Then you join the people that are good, so that you're not going to just die.
What do you mean you're going to join the people that are good?
Just like I would rather enlist than be drafted.
I think
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
confused. I think you're confused. I don't think you realize what happens when you get drafted or you join the military voluntarily.
I would rather. I think if I joined, I think what I'm trying to say is, it's more of an interest to me to join with people that want to join than to join with people that are forced to join. Because I feel like the people that want to join will want to be better.
But here's what you don't understand.
I
Like
just
in
don't
the
wanna
military,
die, Sean, and
I'm gonna school you real quick.
Sean, I'm scared. Sean.
I know you should be.
Yeah, I'm fucking worried
Because your
about
generation keeps fucking off.
it. I'm fucking worried about it, dude.
No, listen. Here's what you don't understand. When you join the military, or you get drafted into it, or whatever it is, they're not gonna like group all the like dudes that are like all about wanting to go to war into one fucking part, and then everybody else gets to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna take those badass motherfuckers that want to kill people, and they're gonna spread them out amongst the ranks, hoping that it grabs hold of everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how the military works. Even in the Navy SEALs, I didn't stay with the same SEAL platoon for my entire career. Every 2 years, I got moved to a new platoon, and everybody gets broken up and reassembled based off of their skills and how badass they are, right? And how much experience they have and where they've been. Like, this is the reality of the military. You might join with like 20 of your fucking badass dudes, and you're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna be awesome. Guess what? They're gonna split you all up immediately.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if you run into one of those guys.
I'm
for
just
your
trying
career.
to find the place that will have the most badasses so that I can scrape by just not being that badass. I would not be badass. I'm not gonna blow smoke up. I would not be badass. But I feel confident that I would at least not be a fucking bitch about it.
No, I'm
You know,
sure.
I would try to be cool. But no, I've thought about the fucking draftees since I was like 19.
You'd be fine. But I'll tell you this:
Dude,
like,
I
if
just don't want to get drafted. Fucking when I think of the drafted thing, dude, I think of that fucking Saving Private Ryan opening scene, dude. And those motherfuckers
dude.
on the boat, and I go,
Listen.
no, I don't want to be them.
listen, God forbid we ever have to go to war again, and we have to, bring in a draft. But it will happen at some point in America's history. It will happen again. I
Tell
can
'em to wait
promise
30
you
years.
that. Hopefully, it doesn't happen in our lifetime, but things don't look good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, but if it does happen, I guarantee you, the first gunfight you get in, you're never gonna have a bigger rush in your entire life.
Brother,
You're never gonna have.
I
a bigger
told you
rush.
and Bruce's one time we were talking about this, and I remember telling you and Bruce, I go, I just fucking somehow get me assigned with you guys, dude. I'll fucking just like let me be with y'all, dude. I'll do the job.
We're the old guys.
I'll bitch and moan, dude. But
I'll still be out on the. I'll still go out there on the battlefield, but Bruce is way too old.
no, I'm sticking with you, Sean. I'm fucking somehow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find my way, dude. Fuck
All
it.
right.
So we jump out of planes. Dude.
We got 10 minutes left here.
Band of Brothers. It.
I'm gonna kill these last five questions I got for him. I'm just gonna go rapid fire. You got 2 minutes for each one.
All right.
Bad Bunny, Super Bowl. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I don't understand why people are mad. He's American. Puerto Rico's a part of America. People are silly and dumb and racist for not liking it.
He doesn't sing in English.
That's fine. Let him have fun, dude. He's doing SNL. He was in an Adam Sandler movie. He's as American as the rest of us.
Okay, question though. Do you think that the NFL is trying so hard to grow internationally that they're forgetting about their American base?
No, I think that Bad Bunny is one of the biggest stars internationally across the world. He's fucking massive, dude. He's like the biggest guy.
Is he? I've never even heard a single fucking song.
Well, that's the thing.
Paul, can you play some Bad Bunny?
It's not in
on the
English.
microphone.
But it's gas.
Yeah, let's hear this. I want to hear that. I've never heard a single song by Bad Bunny.
But he's breaking into the American market. That's the other reason too. He was in an Adam Sandler movie.
He's breaking in like a fucking criminal.
See, you're already shutting me down here. You're not giving me a fucking chance, Shawn. I'm defending Bad Bunny. I will stand by this, dude. You know me, dude. I'm freaking.
Why is he so awesome?
Bro, we're all going to be speaking Spanish then. We're going to be singing along. It's just pop music.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks,
fucking
Paul.
Katy Perry, but in a different language. That's all it is.
That's Katy Perry?
No, it's Dua Lipa. It's all of them. It's just pop music. It's just pop music.
Why is it so
in a different
popular,
language.
though? It sounds like all the other shit that comes out of their country.
Because but that's the thing is you say their country, but he's from our country.
He's not from America.
He's Puerto Rican.
I don't count that.
But that does count. They're
We
one of
don't-
ours.
We don't count them.
They're one of ours. They're one of ours, brother. Somebody attacked Puerto Rico, you'd be back overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think they'll be all right.
they're one of ours. You know what I mean? So it's just pop music. It's dumb to care that much about a fucking halftime show that your wife's gonna watch.
Okay.
You know, and everybody that cares, it's like you're not watching it for that. You're watching it to watch the game and drink beers with your friends. And then your wife is going to watch it and go, oh, this was fun. Or she'll be old and be like, I don't understand it. And then you go, yeah, I know, it sucks. And then she says, it just doesn't, it's not real. It doesn't matter. It's not important.
All right, fair enough. All right, racing motocross, 2 minutes.
Oh, like MotoGP? Or
Yeah.
are you talking like the dirt bikes?
Yeah, you used to race, right?
No, I didn't.
What?
No. What did you think that?
I don't know. I heard it from somebody.
No, I wish. I'm a fan of racing, but I'm not. I never raced.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's gay.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's redo this. Maybe we can convince people. All right.
Okay.
So
All right, go for it.
Go say your line.
All right. Racing motocross. Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Dude, biggest rush you can have, honestly. I mean, when you hit the big jumps, it's pretty badass.
How many races have you done?
Hundreds, honestly.
Really?
Won most of them. They were fucking sweet, and I had a great time. And
How much pussy did you get from fucking racing?
I mean, more than I was getting more pussy than I was doing races. And like I said, hundreds of races. So, you know, it's pretty much just clearing it out everywhere I went. It was pretty chill.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty fun. Yeah.
Damn, that's sick. All right, moving on. Biggest mentor or biggest role model or both?
Oh man, honest to God, I think my biggest mentor in comedy has been Derek and Hassan. Man, those guys have had my back. They've taught me a lot. They've gotten me into places. They've shown me the ropes. They've done everything for me, and I owe those guys.
Shout out
times
to
a
those
million.
guys.
Absolutely, shout out to those guys. They've done so much for me, and just it's unbelievable. Biggest role model in life is just my dad. The guy's the man. Yeah.
Good for you. I like that. Wish I could say the same. All right. Second to last one. Drugs and comedy.
Love them. They're a lot of fun, and I like doing them. I don't do a ton, actually.
What's your choice?
Mostly weed. I'll do mushrooms sometimes, and I do Molly once a
Before
year.
getting on stage?
Never before going on
Molly?
stage. Molly once a year, because it's the best.
Before you get on stage?
I would, maybe one day.
Okay.
It'd be fun. I was on karaoke on Molly. That's a great fucking time. There's no way to feel like you're doing bad. You're up there, you're belting it, you're going, You think I'm Bad Bunny at the halftime show right now, brother? I'm fucking killing this.
He's like, nobody in this audience understands a word I'm fucking singing. Fucking ridiculous.
Having the time of my fucking life, dude. It's the best. It's the most fun ever, dude. Molly on karaoke on Molly is the most fun fucking thing you can do in the world. Molly's the best drug in the world, man. I mean, to the listeners out there, don't do it. Because
we don't condone drug use.
It's a powder, dude. You need to be like testing it and be safe with it, because they can slip stuff in there now.
True.
But it's like, oh, do you like feeling pure love and joy for 3 hours straight? There you go. That's the best.
Fuck that.
That's the best drug in the world.
All right, last one. We're gonna end on this. Why does Austin comedy scene receive so much hate? No pressure.
Man, it's there's too much attention on people that there's too much attention on certain people that don't reflect on the entire scene, and political opinions and things are getting pulled into comedy, which is frustrating, and it doesn't need to be that way. I think if people actually came here and existed within the city and saw the locals and saw the people that aren't, super famous that are doing comedy and really trying hard to be good at it and do a good job and not just use like the buzzwords, like the slurs and everything. If people came and saw that, I think they would see it for what it is, that it's just a really solid comedy scene that is building it up. But there is certain factors and certain people that because of either past political beliefs, past political motions or anything, gives it a negative thing, and it's easy to point at Austin and go, everybody is like this. No, Austin is just people that want to do stand-up and just want to be good at it, and they're having fun, and they're doing it, and it's like, so it's kind of bullshit. It's a very frustrating thing to be a part of, where you go, oh, we're being misrepresented here, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
And this is a scene that, as somebody that's been in it, really from its inception of like this new scene and what the new scene is, and since Joe moved here, and everybody moved here with that, like this scene is full of really talented people of all different beliefs, all different systems, it's very diverse. It's full of people that just want to do stand up and have fun. And that's being overshadowed by things that aren't important.
I love it. Great answer.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think Austin hasn't had a bona fide star come out of here yet.
Cam Patterson.
Huh? Is he from Austin?
He's not from here. He moved here. That's where he made it.
Well, exactly.
Austin.
But I'm talking about nobody that was born and raised here.
Hey, baby.
We have somebody right in front of us that's born and raised here that has the potential to be fucking huge.
Absolutely.
So thank you for coming on my podcast, brother.
Yes,
I've
sir.
really fucking had fun with you. I hope this becomes a regular thing, man.
Dude, yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to watching your career. I think you have so much potential. Like, don't stop, and just fucking keep going, keep refining, keep getting better, and just like learn from the mentors. Like, you're blessed to have these mentors around you at this time in your life, especially at such a young age to get this. Like, you're in the prime right now. You're at the beginning stages of your prime comedy career, and you're right fucking there. You're right in the mix. And if you do things right and you keep your head on your shoulders right, and like just learn from your friends and your family and like your dad, you got great support base around you, dude, the sky's the limit. And so I just want to thank you for coming here. I want you to go ahead and let the guests know where they can find you and what you got going on in the future.
Thank you very much. Just find me on Instagram and TikTok at John Hoeft, JohnHoeft, and that's it.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.